Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
I didn't want them to fight. I really like both of those guys. A lot.
Mayweather's very tricky, but at the same time, Crawford will go right-handed and left-handed. So it would be a big problem for Mayweather.
Terence Crawford has fired back at Floyd Mayweather after being publicly called out, confidently asserting that if the two ever faced off in the ring, he would emerge victorious. Crawford firmly believes that his combination of skills, power, and remarkable adaptability would give him a significant edge over Mayweather. He has often emphasized that his ability to adjust to any opponent and his relentless fighting style make him one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport today. While Mayweather is known for his defensive mastery and undefeated record, Crawford argues that he possesses the tools necessary to break through Mayweather's elusive style and secure a decisive victory.
Hold up. Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, okay, I'm just asking.
That
Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody. I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Floyd Mayweather has made it clear that he has no interest in fighting Terence Crawford or Errol Spence Jr. in a recent interview. Mayweather openly admitted that he simply does not like these two fighters. His statement raised eyebrows throughout the boxing world, with fans and analysts questioning his true reasons for dismissing the idea of these matchups. Some speculate that Mayweather strategically avoids fights that do not serve to enhance his legacy or financial standing. Others argue that, having already cemented his status as one of the greatest boxers of all time, Mayweather has nothing left to prove by taking on younger, hungrier fighters who are still building their legacies. This ongoing debate continues to fuel discussions about Mayweather's approach to selecting opponents throughout his career.
I didn't want them to fight. I really like both of those guys. A lot. A lot. You know, I had a chance to hang around Earl. I had a chance to hang around Terence. And both guys, class act. It would look like I'm leaning towards one guy because I boxed one guy before.
It was beautiful to watch, but also tough to watch to see what happened to Errol. Obviously, we don't wish bad on,
Nobody.
Nobody.
The best man won. If I was training him or I was in his corner, I don't think he should be fighting at 147 at all. I don't even think he should be fighting at 154.
Really?
I think he should be fighting at 160 or 168.
Wow.
That's just my honest opinion.
Many boxing analysts argue that Floyd Mayweather's professional record and resume are significantly more impressive than Terence Crawford's. Mayweather has faced and defeated some of the biggest names in boxing history, including Manny Pacquiao, Oscar de la Hoya, Canelo Alvarez, and Miguel Cotto. In contrast, Crawford's list of opponents, while impressive, does not feature the same level of worldwide recognition or Hall of Fame caliber names. While Crawford has dominated multiple weight classes and remained undefeated, critics argue that he has yet to face opponents of the same elite caliber that Mayweather did throughout his storied career. Until Crawford secures more high-profile victories against legendary fighters, comparisons to Mayweather will remain a point of contention.
Actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elites, Bud getting hit by non-elites, and somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch him.
Shane Mosley, a former world champion and one of Mayweather's past opponents, has spoken about Floyd Mayweather's dominance during his era. Mosley described Mayweather as an exceptionally intelligent fighter who was highly cautious about preserving his undefeated record but still took on some of the toughest opponents available. According to Mosley, Mayweather was very selective in choosing his fights, but he always managed to come out on top against the best. This strategic approach is what helped solidify him as one of the greatest boxers in history. However, Mosley also noted that Terence Crawford's unique fighting style and versatility could have posed a serious challenge for Mayweather had they fought in their primes. This comment has reignited debates about how Crawford's skill set would match up against a prime Mayweather, with fans and experts offering varying opinions.
Floyd Mayweather, though, is a legendary athlete. What makes a legendary athlete is the one who wants to compete. He's notorious for dodging fights when they should happen.
Floyd is so afraid to lose. He grew up in a different era. In the era that I grew up in, it was who was the best, and I will fight anybody, doesn't matter who's in my way.
Right.
Floyd's era, what he created was, we're not gonna lose. If you lose, then everything's messed up. So he wanted to win so bad until he would wait till the guys would be at the right time or weight or age or whatever, past their prime. He waited for the right time to go in there and do what he had to do. But he's a winner. He wants to win. So whatever it takes, not just in the ring, but outside the ring, he's gonna win. He wanted to have the only person to have the O and leave out like that, with just having no loss.
That's killing boxing.
Terence Crawford has made allegations about Floyd Mayweather allegedly using intravenous 4 fluids before his highly anticipated fight against Manny Pacquiao. According to Crawford, this practice was not legally permitted at the time, adding a layer of controversy to Mayweather's already complex legacy. Some boxing analysts have pointed out that 4 fluids can sometimes be used to mask banned substances or assist with rapid dehydration recovery, which could provide an unfair advantage. Mayweather's team has denied any wrongdoing, stating that the 4 usage was medically approved and within regulations. Despite these denials, Crawford's statements have reignited discussions about whether Mayweather may have had certain advantages in some of his fights, keeping the debate about his legacy alive.
When did they change that? They changed anything. I think that was legal because you didn't know when Floyd fought Pacquiao, that was a thing. He was using IVs or something. But yeah, you can't use that stuff.
You can use the IV to mask performance-enhancing drugs. That's why they outlawed it.
Yeah.
Terence Crawford has moved up in weight classes, proving his versatility.
Terence Crawford has demonstrated his willingness to take on massive challenges by moving up in weight classes, showcasing his versatility as a fighter. He has even expressed interest in fighting Canelo Alvarez, a move that Floyd Mayweather never attempted later in his career. Mayweather did fight and defeat Canelo, but this was when Canelo was still young and developing his skills. However, Mayweather never moved up in weight to face Gennady Golovkin, a feared middleweight known for his devastating power. Crawford's ambition to take on larger, more powerful opponents is a testament to his determination to cement his legacy as one of the sport's all-time greats.
Floyd versus Triple G. Listen, man, Floyd didn't fight him. And Floyd is an all-time great. But what a missed opportunity. You got Crawford going from 135 and talking about fighting Canelo at 168. It's kind of the same thing, except for Floyd fought a few times at 154. I'm not faulting Floyd for not fighting Triple G. I totally get it. I'm just saying that upper echelon, the reason why I will always have Sugar Ray Leonard over Floyd is the crazy, the insane part of it. What Terence Crawford is talking about doing, he ain't saying, let me meet Canelo at a catchweight. Canelo's undisputed there. Let me go get him.
You guys was crazy about Triple G talking. Triple G was such, an unbelievable fighter. He's okay. Straight up and down, no special effects. Even at the age of 40, but I'm not looking forward to fighting Triple G, but that'd be easy.
Floyd has mentioned that if he were ever to fight you, he felt that it would be an easy fight because he feels you're kind of a rustic fighter. What's your reaction to that?
He talks too much.
Boxing legend Juan Manuel Marquez has issued a warning to Terence Crawford about the dangers of moving up in weight to fight Canelo Alvarez. Marquez emphasized that weight classes exist for a reason and that a natural lightweight like Crawford would be at a severe disadvantage against a super middleweight like Canelo. Known for his raw power and ability to break down even larger opponents, Canelo is considered one of the most formidable fighters in the sport. Marquez believes that despite Crawford's speed and technical abilities, the sheer size and power difference would be too much for him to overcome. Crawford, however, has dismissed these concerns, asserting that his superior technique and agility could neutralize Canelo's power.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. What's that mean,
Right, weight classes.
Weight classes.
For a reason.
Weight classes for, and Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power, and three more divisions. Two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination punches, but I think the weight class is no good for him.
Devin Haney has weighed in on the ongoing debate about how Terence Crawford would have performed against Floyd Mayweather's past opponents. Haney noted that for a significant period, Crawford was in Mayweather's shadow, with many comparing their careers. He believes that if Crawford had faced the same level of competition that Mayweather did, the outcomes of those fights might have been different. Some boxing fans and analysts argue that Crawford could have defeated some of Mayweather's most notable opponents, while others believe that Mayweather's defensive genius would have still prevailed.
And he's hanging on to the Floyd Mayweather era. I mean, so hard, he choked out Terence Crawford. He's still talking about he in boxing. Terence Crawford couldn't have an era to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why did Ryan keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking a question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
Still dropping it. Does Terence beat Floyd?
Huh?
Well,
that's what I was going to ask you after. I mean, shit. You dig? I mean, it's an era where Terence was in the shadows of Floyd. And when Devin came along, there was no shadow that was big enough.
Some boxing professionals and analysts believe that if Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather were to fight at 147 pounds, Crawford could emerge victorious. They argue that Crawford's adaptability, knockout power, and ability to switch stances mid-fight would create serious problems for Mayweather. On the other hand, many disagree, pointing out that Mayweather's unparalleled defensive skills, fight IQ, and counterpunching ability would allow him to neutralize Crawford's strengths. This hypothetical matchup continues to fuel debates in the boxing community.
Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis, or Shakur and Terence Crawford. You know, I thought Tank could beat Shakur, and then the Lamont Roach fight happened, and I'm like, okay, I'm going back with Tank Shakur. Tank don't got enough. He doesn't have enough to offer. A fighter who gets hit the least versus a fighter who throws the least. This will probably be a very embarrassing night for Gervonta. He got outworked on the inside, where I think Shakur Stevenson is amazing defensively and offensively. He's just a better inside fighter, especially when inside the clinch. Like I said, I had Gervonta winning this one, then the Roach fight showed me like he can't win 12-round fights. So I'm gonna go Shakur. Now, Bud versus Floyd, a lot of people gonna dismiss this because they just love Floyd Mayweather to death. But this is a really good bout. And I think it's quite simple. Anything past 36 years old, I'm gonna go Terence Crawford. Assuming this fight is at welterweight. 147, that is. But anything under 147 and anything under the age of 36, I would have to go with Floyd. At 135, yeah, I think Floyd gonna beat Bud pretty bad. And 140, yeah, Floyd gonna beat him pretty bad. At 147, both at 36, Bud that fought Spence, I'm gonna go Crawford. You guys let me know who y'all picking these two fights.
Many consider Terence Crawford one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world today. However, he is constantly compared to Floyd Mayweather, with some arguing that he has yet to reach Mayweather's legendary status. Mayweather retired with an undefeated record, having beaten numerous elite fighters, while Crawford still has more fights ahead to solidify his legacy. Crawford continues to dominate and defeat top-tier opponents. He could eventually surpass some of Mayweather's accomplishments and further etch his name in boxing history.
So I saw this on Instagram and I absolutely have to post this. This is crazy. So this guy says, not a hot take, Terence Crawford beats any version of Floyd Mayweather. Now, Terence Crawford is absolutely the best boxer in the world right now, and he's an all-time fighter. He's a legend. He's all of that, but he is not Floyd Mayweather. I don't know how you could say this is not a hot take. This is one of the hottest takes you could put out on the internet. And people have been saying this stuff about Floyd Mayweather for 20 years, and it's never happened. He's never lost. Floyd Mayweather is the best defensive boxer of all time, and I don't think he would allow Terence Crawford to get things going, and I think Floyd Mayweather would piece him up. Now, this is not to discredit Terence Crawford because he and every other fighter of all time is not on the level of Floyd Mayweather. Let me know what you guys think.
Despite the comparisons and rivalry, Floyd Mayweather has publicly praised Terence Crawford. Mayweather recently acknowledged that Crawford is currently the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Coming from a boxing icon like Mayweather, this recognition carries significant weight, as it highlights Crawford's skill and dominance in the sport.
There was some kind of crazy trash talk with Gervonta and Terence Crawford recently. And one of the things that I've always kind of noticed is most of the time, one of the things that's kind of off limits is families. Like you usually don't, you know.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, and so I wanted to kind of understand what your thoughts was about like some of those comments that was made. I think it was about Terence's wife. What, like in your mind, where? Because obviously, like you've been in this sport.
I think Terence Crawford right now in the sport of boxing is the pound for pound best fighter in the sport of boxing right now. It's good to see him in the position that he's in. I think he has a beautiful family. I think he has a beautiful wife, a beautiful queen, a black queen. And there's nothing better than a black woman in this world. That's just my opinion.
Shane Mosley has boldly stated that if Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford fought, Mayweather would lose. Mosley believes that Crawford's combination of power and relentless pressure would be too much for Mayweather to handle, sparking heated debates among boxing fans.
Type of thing. Because he's used to people coming at him trying to hit him hard all the time. The only person that I see that I can kind of like equate to, and this who I think Crawford would have the edge, is Castillo. When Castillo fought Mayweather the first time. And fights like that, Mayweather has problems with Crawford. Because Crawford hits hard, Crawford's very strong like I am. He has all the same long arms, like I said, southpaw right-handed, and he's coming to get you. He don't care about the Philly defense style, whatever style he don't care about that. He's trying to get you. And he's gonna make sure the combination is gonna be hit. So you have to either hurt Crawford and get some respect or something.
Mosley further elaborated that Crawford's ability to adapt mid-fight makes him a dangerous opponent. Meanwhile, Sean Porter has voiced concerns about Crawford potentially fighting Canelo Alvarez, arguing that Canelo's immense punching power poses a major threat to Crawford's safety.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Amir Khan has also weighed in on the discussion, questioning why Crawford would take such a risky fight against Canelo. Khan believes that Crawford should focus on dominating his current weight class before making such a significant jump.
Canelo's strong and is easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't hit clean. They both hit hard. Because, and you can see that strength when I was fighting against Crawford, he is very strong as well. So, look, yeah, but why does he need to give that opportunity? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go for fighting Canelo?
If Floyd Mayweather were to fight Terence Crawford now,
Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford were to fight today, it would be an intriguing matchup. Mayweather, despite being older, remains in excellent physical condition, but his reflexes have naturally declined with age. Crawford, in his prime, would have the physical advantage, but Mayweather's experience could make a difference.
So, a lot of times I'm working in the gym, my hands be so fast, so I work with different size gloves, but most of the time when you see me on the bag, I make it look so light, I make it look so sweet. They be 16s. So, that's what they be. So it shit come fast, It shit come fast. Shit come fast. It ain't nobody.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates and analysis in the world of boxing.